someone wrote in and said, I'm 20 and I'm InCel, involuntarily celibate, because I'm only into girls that I'm attracted to, and I can't see myself with girls I'm not attracted to. And goes on to add, I have very stellar standards, and I don't want to lower my standards, even though it's shallow. I can't help it. I have social anxiety, and I don't feel like I'm very attractive, so I'm very lonely, and I only want to date women that are really like tens. Mm-hmm. What do I do? This is Reid Mahapko from readaboutsex.com.
This is Cathy Vartuli from the intimacydojo.com. This is a really, really good one. Just letting everybody know the reason I'm wearing a tux. My airline this morning lost my other bag, so all I had was my tux with me. So you're getting tux treatment today. Yeah. Wow, this is a good one. First, let people know what incel means.
Incel means involuntarily celibate, meaning that they're not finding people that want to have sex with them that they want to have sex with.
Okay. So first off, I'm going to say for people that are in situations where you're really struggling, and again, we'll assume that this is a struggling situation, right? We're not hearing necessarily the emotion, although this is a very serious email. But when you feel like there is no choice available in life and you're starting to get resigned, I'm going to say that's a good clue, dashboard light, that you might want to go talk to a professional listener and, go find a therapist or counselor, somebody that you can talk to who's not your friends, who probably aren't trained professionals in listening and holding space and giving advice that might be really specialized advice and focused. Trying to change your life just from watching YouTube videos.
It's a good start, but it's not.
Well, it's like it's more three-dimensional, right? So get somebody that you can talk to and really start diving deeper, because the reason I'm bringing this up, we can't really know the whole situation or dive super deep or give you the witnessing and the ability to use your voice when we're just answering a question, right? You used your voice by typing it, but very different than working with somebody who's got years of experience working with people who, that's what I'm going to say about that. If you're starting to feel resigned, go start building a support team. Therapy is really good. I'm very pro therapy. Find a good therapist, and maybe we can shoot a video on that. Or YouTube, how to find a good therapist. There's probably some amazing advice. Get lots of advice, find what works for you. That being said, do you want to take a swipe at this first, or?
Well, yeah, I do. I think that a lot of times what happens is our society is so looks focused. We actually get brainwashed, and we see status as equal to very conventionally pretty or beautiful looks. We are taught over and over again by TV, by media, magazines, that someone that looks a certain way is more valuable than someone who doesn't look like the model on the front cover of the magazine. And that's reinforced by everything we see in media. There's very rarely people that are less conventionally pretty is shown as having status or being valuable or funny or attractive. So we associate that with that. Then we also, social anxiety partly comes from feeling insecure and feeling like we don't have status or value to people. So if we're buying into that story that unless I look like the cover of Vogue or Cosmopolitan, and by the way, those models don't actually look like that. They're often very heavily photoshopped to look like they look like on the cover of those magazines.
You can just Google like airbrushed magazine covers, and there might be some fake ones, but there will also be some before and afters. Just so you start to realize that what you're seeing on the magazine covers is often not real, or not 100% free range organic photograph.
There's huge parts of our brain that are associated with status and wanting to be valuable and have someone who's valuable in our lives, because we feel like it raises us up and makes us safer in our tribe. And when we are caught up in that story, if we feel like we're low value, that people would not see us as valuable, we naturally want to have someone who is high value as a partner, because that makes us feel like we're not going to be two low value people walking around. So there's a huge stigma around that. And that's all media because it helps them sell us stuff. If we feel low value, if we feel like we're not matching up, we're much more likely to buy whatever it will that will make us smell less or be more glamorous.
Happy people only buy toilet paper, basically.
And
right?
chocolate.
And chocolate. Well, yeah, because that's just smart.
Yeah. So if you can, start looking at different ways to value people. Notice kindness, intelligence, thoughtfulness, different experiences. And also start noticing some things about you. Social anxiety gets much worse if we're like, oh my God, I'm the ugliest person in this room. No one's going to want to talk to me. And those are all things I've thought in my head. And it does. It makes it harder to connect. And then I start feeling like people don't want to connect with me because I'm not conventionally pretty. And it's this vicious loop. And there are certainly people that don't want to connect with me or even talk with me because I'm not conventionally pretty. But I've found that 90% of the people in the room are looking for some kind of connection anyway. Most people are lonely. And if I can let go of that negative self-talk and just be present with people and actually share who I am, people get past the, oh, she's a bigger person, she's not really conventionally pretty. They start getting to know me and I start building a relationship. Maybe not quite as quickly as someone who's very conventionally pretty. There are certain advantages to that, and there's also certain disadvantages. But if you can start getting past that, retraining your brain, it's not about lowering your standards. It's about having additional standards to compare things to.
Yeah, you might want to look at having more things to be measuring as far as standards, and making sure that you haven't collapsed standards and status stuff. And also acknowledging, some people are attracted, like physically or erotically attracted to certain things, right? So, there are people that are erotically attracted to people of size. Yeah. And then there are people that are erotically attracted to 6'2" supermodels. The problem with any of those things is love that you have erotic attraction to things, but realize there's more to life and living and having healthy relationships and healthy community and friends than just trying to stock it with one crayon. Right? If you love celery and your fridge is only filled with celery and all you eat is only celery, I'm glad you're enjoying the celery, but where can you start looking at having your life be more diverse and looking at people as opportunities for more diverse experience? Doesn't mean you have to date everybody. It doesn't mean that you have to somehow, there's something wrong with your erotic desire and turn on for 6' supermodels. But start questioning where those beliefs came from and where things might be collapsed on each other that actually aren't serving you. And, going back to the InCel, that's not something I struggle with. So I just want to take responsibility. You're getting advice about incel-ness and insecurity from a dude wearing a tux on a YouTube channel. So, I don't want my advice to feel flippant and make those of you listening feel like you're invisible. You're not. And, I hope some of what we shared today is useful for you. So if you want to share in the comments what was useful for you, what was a takeaway. And then if the comments feel too public for you, please email us and let us know further questions.
You can message through YouTube or you can email us directly. And I also like to, you talked about eroticism, which I think is really important. We all have our own individual sexual self-expression, different things we find erotic. And then there's also the overlay of what society says we think should be erotic, and that we should not be attracted to anyone that has more than a few ounces of body fat on them. And we're taught that over and over again. What society says may be very different from what you actually desire.
Yeah.
And it may be also different, not just body size, but body type or intelligence or whatever. So I think it's really important, if you can, distinguish the difference between what society says and what's true for you.
So question those things and where the origins of them are. And then let us know how it goes. Play detective on yourself.
Yes.
And no need to wear a tux to do that. But hey.
If you want to.
Or if that's all you got to wear.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to my social media, it's right there.
And please subscribe to this channel there. If you'd like to see more goofy Reid and Cathy, there's more videos there.
See them. Why are they there?